So I have taken 72 cruises. I've sailed with Carnival Cruise Line, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, the adult-only cruise line, Virgin Voyages, MSC, aka the Mafia Shipping Company, and I love it because between the beautiful destinations we get to visit, bingo, the parties we get to have, and yes, the infamous drink package, a cruise is always a good time. Well, almost. While enjoying your cruise, you will meet people that come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Some are good and some are honestly very bad that you want to stay away from. That's why in today's video, I'm going to give you 7 of the worst cruise ship passengers, that way you can avoid them. By the way, as we are sailing through this video, 2 things to remember. If you are offended by any of these types of people, do some introspecting because you could potentially be the problem. You could be one of those people, so please go fix yourself before your next cruise immediately. And also today's video is sponsored by the Golden Nugget Online Casino, but more on that later. For number 1, this is probably the worst of the worst. I think many of you out there will agree with me. The rude and entitled people. I will never for the life of me understand how somebody can get on a cruise, especially when it's their first time, and have the goal, the nerve to act like they own the entire cruise ship when they paid the cruise fare and they're booking like everybody else. I'm talking about from start to finish. These people are something else. From the time they get into the terminal, they expect to be expedited to the front of the line, even though they didn't pay for the express pass. When they get on board, this is probably the worst things I've seen on cruise ships. When people are rude to the crew members for absolutely no reason. If you've been on a cruise, you know that the crew members are some of the kindest, most professional people that you will ever meet. And there are people that think that just because they paid an extra $500 and bought a junior suite for their cruise, that they are now the king and queen of the cruise ship. Some of the most annoying people that honestly, I really don't like dealing with on cruise ships. I don't like seeing them, and I think most of you feel the same way. Number 2, cruise loyalists. Now, let me be very careful with my word here. These people could be very aggressive, very dangerous, as a lot of them would literally die for their cruise line. Yes, I'm talking about the carnies, the carnival people, the loyal to royal, all of these people. Well, not all of them. There are a select few of loyalists that for whatever reason are so emboldened, so entitled, they think that because they are platinum or diamond status, that they are now supposed to be getting every little thing that the cruise line has to offer, even if it's not in their list of things that they're supposed to be getting. Ooh, I already know that's gonna ruffle some feathers. I can already hear the hate mail coming. I have nothing against loyalty members, guys. Please, of course, enjoy your cruises. However, do keep in mind that you should explore a little bit whenever you get the chance, of course, because a lot of cruise lines do offer loyalty matching programs, and every cruise line does something better than the other one. So yeah, just food for thought. Now, before we sail into number 3, let's all take a second because it will probably equally ruffle some feathers, make people a little angry. Unwind, take a breather. I gotta pay some bills and give all of you a chance to get lucky with today's sponsor, the Golden Nugget Online Casino. As someone that cruises and travels for a living, gallivanting the globe, I am almost always on the go. I'm actually on a cruise right now. However, there are some small moments every now and then that I get a little downtime. So I do the best I can to either be productive or at least entertain myself. That's why today I am happy to be continuing my partnership with the Golden Nugget Online Casino. The Golden Nugget Online Casino is an online gaming platform that offers a massive variety for you to choose from. I'm talking hundreds of games ranging from blackjack, slots, roulette. They have live dealers. And the best part about all of this is that you can win real money. Right now, the Golden Nugget Online Casino is offering you fine folks an exclusive deal. New members will get 500 casino spins on the very popular Huff and More Puff. When you play $5, you will get 50 casino spins for 10 days. To indulge in this opportunity, all you have to do is use the promo code SHIPLIFE. That's promo code SHIPLIFE to make every moment a golden moment. With that being said, Golden Nugget Online Casino, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Now, let's go ahead and get back to it. For number 3, we have bad parents. If nobody else is gonna say it, I gladly will. There are bad parents out there, and I will never understand why some parents out there take their kids on a cruise. You can leave them at the babysitter, leave them with the older sister that is, of course, of age. I would recommend probably like an adult age, like 18, or take them to Nana's house while you guys go on a cruise, because some of you parents out there, knowing full well that your kids are not the best behaved, you plop them on the cruise, and you don't even drop them off at the daycare or someplace where they will potentially have supervision by another responsible adult, preferably, of course, yes, a crew member that works there and is specialized in that department. These kids will run around the ship all day long, causing all types of mayhem. I've seen teenagers fight. I've seen kids running around in the adult-only areas. I've even seen kids during all crazy hours throughout the night. I'm talking about past 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even with curfews that are allegedly in place. The kids are just running around, no adult supervision, and the parents have no idea where they are. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying kids do not deserve a cruise. Of course, you guys should go on a cruise together as a family and make happy memories that will last a lifetime. All I'm saying is, if you're going to let your kids run around, one, make sure they're good kids. Two, check in on them and at least know where they are periodically, preferably, let's say maybe like every hour on the hour. And even more importantly, yes, of course, parents, indulge in your margaritas and your massages and all that, but yes, remember that you have kids on board that you are supposed to be watching and that you are responsible for, not the cruise line. Number 4, nosy and judgmental cruise ship passengers. There is something that I typically live by, whether I'm on a cruise or if I'm in another country or someplace that I'm not normally at, and that is that I do not get involved personally in foreign affairs. And what I mean by that is, if there's something going on that has nothing to do with me and I don't know that person and somebody isn't in mortal danger, I don't get involved. Now, this, of course, revolves around a whole range of sorts, issues and drama. For example, if I see a situation where there is a couple on a cruise and one of the members within the couple are doing something that's, let's say, scandalous or like, cheating or something like that, I do not take that upon myself personally to be a man's man or a girl being a girl's. By all means, that is your prerogative. Do what you do, but that can, and I have seen backfire on many occasions where the person that's caught is aggressive, or you're getting involved in somebody's business where that person may be intoxicated, or you just may or may not know the situation. I was once on a cruise, it was a Virgin cruise in fact, and there were a group of swingers on board, but the other passengers didn't know, and they were gossiping to oblivion, saying that this girl is you-know-what, she's getting around the ship. Come to find out that the husband and wife are about that life, if you get what I'm saying. Like I said, if no one is in danger of potential physical harm, they're not causing a disturbance of sorts, a ruckus, a conundrum, then leave them alone. Everybody's going to cruise their own way, and they are entitled to do so. Number 5, know-it-alls. Now, believe it or not, there are people on board cruise ships that think they know more than every passenger on board. They know more than every crew member on board. They think they even know more than the captain. They probably believe that they can steer the ship without any problem whatsoever and no on-hand training. Now, these people can be very, very annoying, and they can be really inconspicuous. They kind of pop out of nowhere. You'd never see it coming. I was once on an MSC cruise, and there was a passenger that was asking me about the pizza of all things, a random conversation. We were outside on one of the pool decks having a beer, and I was explaining to them that MSC has some of the best pizza, and I would put other lines, like let's say an older Carnival ship when they had the pirate pizza, I say it is the second best, and it's pretty close because pirate pizza was the bomb. And somebody had the audacity to come up to me and say, "What do you know about the cruise ship pizzas? You act like you sail with every line." And I'm like, "Well, my good sir, I actually have, at least the mainstream ones," and I ended up having to educate him, and he still was kind of a little ruffled by it, and he had to just accept the fact that he was not a pizza connoisseur on cruise ships like I am. Silly conversation, but I assure you it did happen. Now, do keep in mind, we all were probably like at least halfway through the drink package, but nevertheless, even with these topics, I do have to contain myself on board cruise ships. If you guys have ever met me on a cruise, for the most part, I am a talkative person. I'm a friendly person. I love being social with everybody. However, there's something that I learned a long time ago, and it's if somebody doesn't ask you about something, you shouldn't just go ahead and divulge information that they probably don't want, because it could cause complications, or it could cause you yourself to be considered a know-it-all. Do I like when I hear people on cruises, especially when you go on a cruise, you know it's a first-timer and they are referring to the ship as a boat? It's so annoying to me, but I gotta let it ride and let them learn on their own. Number 6, chair hogs and seat savers. I'm gonna be blunt here. There is a special place in cruise hell for these people. They are without a doubt some of the most annoying people, but at the same time, I have to commend them for their effort, because The lengths that these people will go to save a seat is absolutely diabolical. They need to be studied. There is a subgroup of cruise passengers that will wake up, I'm talking about just before sunrise, and go over to the pool deck and put a towel and maybe some type of trinket, a purse, or something that they don't mind losing on the chair, or that they do, and leave it there all day. And it would just be that item. You would probably see that person make a cameo appearance to that chair maybe one time out of the day for 30 minutes, and that's about it. I will literally never understand it. Maybe these people are looking for the perfect sun to tan ratio so they can read their book and eat some unlimited ice cream. Well, it's not unlimited. You go to Carnival now, you get it, I believe it was what, between 11 until like midnight or something like that. Nevertheless, these people do not care about you or anybody for that matter, but thankfully you have cruise lines like Carnival that has a new chair rule for the lawn chairs over by the pool deck. If you are gone for more than 40 minutes, and well, you have to forfeit your seat. However, that has yet to be enforced. I need to get on a Carnival cruise very soon and study that for myself, see if it's true. Now, you're also not safe inside either. These people exist there too. If you go to the theater and you're just trying to see the show, those people that go and, I guess, save like 5 or 6 seats, they'll put their leg on the seat or a hat or something of that nature. I mean, I guess that's fine, but you got about 5 to 10 minutes before those seats are taken, especially if it's a good comedian or a good show and it's going to be a full house. Some of these people will save 6 seats just for 2 people to walk in 15 minutes after the show has started. Talk about annoying. Finally, last but not least, for number 7, we have the excessive drinkers. Look, Ernest and Billy Bob, you are not 21 anymore. You can't just run around chugging beers and trying to max out the drink package. Now, this is something that I often see on board cruise ships for whatever reason. People think that whenever they get on a cruise, oftentimes, whether they bought the drink package or not, they have to drink as much as possible, even though that's not something that they normally do back on land, or at least not something they do these days. These people cause problems on board cruise ships for 3 primary reasons. One, they are typically the most aggressive and rude people that are on board. 2, they can be the most obnoxious. They're just loud and they are going to disrupt everybody else. It's one thing if you're at a nightclub, you're at a party, and everybody else is already screaming and yelling and jumping around. Honestly, I personally think that's fine as long as you are drinking within your personal limit. I think everybody should know their personal limit. And finally, you could pose a health risk. If you just drink and drink and drink in excess and you get something like alcohol poisoning, well, guess what? The cruise lines have the facilities to make sure you are comfortable at least until that $20,000 helicopter ride comes, where they have to pick you up, take you off the cruise ship, take you over to dry land, and, well, have you get your stomach pumped so you can feel better. Moral of the story here, please know your limits, everybody. Just because you bought a $600 drink package does not necessarily mean you need to drink $600 worth of margaritas. If you do, or at least make the attempt, make sure it's something that you are at least used to and your body can handle it. Anywho, that's what we have for today's video. If I missed any, let me know in the comment section below. I may make a part 2. Of course, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And as usual, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later. Take it easy.